Oh,
Huh?
we're streaming. We did it. Damn, my butt looks good.
Yeah.
You see that?
Could you just get...
Gang, 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 gang.
Ew. You're disgusting.
LOL. Alright. What time is it?
Time for you to get a watch.
Oh, 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 oh.
No yours.
Alright, that's enough. That's enough of
That's
that.
good for right now. Hello. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna repost that on my story.
Me too. Alright.
Oh god.
Hello, bitches.
Hello.
Alright. Can you hear yourself? I can't hear you.
I think I can hear myself, and I
Yeah.
can see my mic moving.
It's okay. I
I
can
don't
hear you in real life.
Is your mic moving?
I can hear my mic, but I
Oh, wait.
can't hear you. So that's
Where's
fine.
my mic? Oh, it's scrolled down. Oh well, that's probably fine.
Shut up.
It's
Alright.
probably fine.
Anyway. Alright, we are now, bitch. Okay.
Okay, but I just did it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello.
Hold on, wait.
Sync.
I'm posting.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's sync and go. What's up, bitches?
I'm synced.
Just in case the audio does not concur. Okay.
I posted a cute little guy going like this. And he's an angel. The first one was a devil, and now it's an angel. So, anyway.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I
He's just
don't know
crazy,
what you're
guys.
talking
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway,
what time is it?
it's 5:53, so we've got some time to
Yeah, we got
kill.
time to kill. Let's see if anybody pops up.
Yeah.
Get in the group chat.
This-
Come on.
This guy just messaged and was like, it was
Oh,
I don't know if we should say
Oh.
anything. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
fine.
how things work here.
That's
so
fine. This is my first time doing a podcast, so I don't know. I
we're
think
gonna
we could
have
say
to like
something.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad at it already.
I don't know how
I already said it.
because
so.
if we have like specific examples, then like I have no idea how to elaborate to you who I would be talking about.
Right. But also at the same time, if we're telling if we're not talking good about somebody, maybe we should change their name.
Oh, I'm changing everybody's name
Okay,
so that I
so
don't
Our friend messaged you, period.
oh, our friend, who's our friend?
Something like that.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Maybe I could yeah, it was just
I don't know where to put my mic.
he just said that we're not even live. I'm like, we are
Oh
now.
my god, like we said 6 o'clock. Like, calm
Literally,
down.
we said 6 o'clock.
And
Okay,
if
well,
anything,
I
we're
also
early.
deleted that post.
We're also early.
Yeah, we are very early.
Oh, also, yeah, that's not the right channel.
Yeah.
Just because
It
we
was-
ran into some issues with that. I mean, socks,
It's
because we're at
fine.
home.
Yeah.
Period.
Period. No,
Oh,
we
don't
can't show our feet.
Don't show the bottom
Yeah.
of the papas. Don't
Don't
show the
look.
bottom.
Don't look. Wow. It looks so good.
I like this little moment of chilling.
Me too.
Mhm.
I think that's something that's like kind of necessary, honestly,
My bad.
if we're gonna be
This
on.
mic situation is gonna have to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, but we'll adjust that. Like I like how yours is going outwards, and mine's just like
Right
it's like
here.
right here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's just like a proximity thing, I feel.
Right.
We could try and move things closer my way whenever.
Nah, I
But-
think this is perfect. Honestly, we should
Yeah.
probably put down tape to show like where everything goes. Like when
Okay.
we
Yeah,
put it.
yeah.
Like
After this is done.
one where you're like that far corner leg is touching.
Mm-hmm.
Put some tape right there, like a little.
And then yours, and then we'll put like.
And then at the corners of
Mhm.
here, and then that back thing,
Yeah.
we'll put some tape right there, so we
Okay,
know exactly where it
perfect.
goes.
Perfect.
And then that's just all the way up, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but
Nice. And then the table too.
also the table. Well, I think if we know where the chairs go, we know where the table goes, right? I
That's
feel
true.
like
It's true. Nice.
you can't even see my little angel. That's okay. It's just decoration.
That's nice. That's cute.
It's cute though, right?
Just put it
Shout
back
out.
here.
Shout out, little angel.
Shout out, little angel. Cool.
It's kind of hard to hear you though with.
Without, yeah, right. Do we even need our headphones in then?
I guess not. I guess.
Because then I can't hear you. I can
Right,
hear.
you sound all muffled and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Oh, my hair's gonna
Plus,
be
they won't be able
ruined.
to see our earrings.
Right? Like, I did not just put on hoops for nothing. Okay, I put on hoops for this podcast.
They gotta, for this podcast.
I used to wear
Y'all need to
hoops
see
every
it.
day.
I got these earrings from Emily. She went to
Emily.
Japan and got them, even though she knew that I was going like right after they went for their honeymoon.
That's cute.
I'm gonna mention her by name because she's actually a really good friend, and I know she doesn't mind a couple extra followers, right?
Okay, send them her way.
Hello, period. Hi guys, what's up? Nah. This is nice.
Somebody
though.
hop in the. Let me tell my brother to hop in the group chat.
Yeah, just to see if everything sounds okay, everything looks okay.
I mean, the set looks great on the Instagram story. Honestly,
I know it
The set
does.
looks
It looks
great.
professional as fuck.
It really does.
You're welcome. Not with the cat fountain in the back.
The what?
The cat fountain in the back.
LOL.
If y'all don't listen to my motherfucking podcast, you're fake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call everybody
Hop
out.
on. Let me text my brother. First podcast. Ah.
Me. Why?
I like this vibe. It's pretty chill.
Let's see if I can add a link on Instagram.
LOL. Okay, baby. Thank you. Texting my man real quick.
Yeah, whatever. Nobody cares.
Sorry about it.
I'm gonna be mean.
You
to
texting your man? Oh.
I don't have no.
I'm sorry.
I'm killing him. I'm gonna kill
I
him.
thought that was funny.
I don't give a shit.
That's crazy.
You're not funny.
That's crazy.
Actually, back in SA.
1 more minute till live.
We're already live.
Well, like, oh, it's actually right now.
Yeah. Oopsie.
All right.
All right.
as
Hello.
well get started, yeah.
Right. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome to our podcast, and they were roommates. Period.
Period. Hi.
I'm Angel. This is my co-host Audrey.
Ew. What?
I said co. That's co is like with me. By
My
side.
name is Audrey. I'm also a host.
Bitch is
You're
crazy.
being really extra right now, and I don't like
It's
you.
not even.
He's being really dramatic. And I'm not enjoying it.
I'm not enjoying this right now.
Whatever. I quit.
Actually, this is our last podcast.
Yeah. First and last. I realized I hate him.
Yeah, I just realized I hate this bitch, so we gotta go.
It was a good one. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Here, thanks you. Thanks.
Thanks you.
I'm fucking moving out. Yeah, bitch.
Yo, look, he's literally so.
I'm literally moving out.
Please.
All right, so I guess. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Let's restart that.
Okay. How are you doing? I'm all like yelling.
Hey.
How should we do it? What do you think?
Not like that.
Okay.
I
Good note. Good note.
I already
Good
told
note.
you how we should do it,
I
you dumb
forgot.
bitch.
Okay, so you asked
God.
me, right? And then I.
You introduce yourself,
Okay.
right? And then I'll introduce myself.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember
Don't
that.
you be like, and this is my cousin, Audrey. Because it makes me sound unimportant. And
She's the most
yes,
important part of this.
I'm also a fire sign.
She's also dramatic. Um,
Period.
okay, so I
Okay.
guess introducing myself. My name's Angel Ortiz Jr. And on Instagram, I go by Avocado Papi. I also have a business that I like to promote a lot. It's called Deity Studios. It's me and my boyfriend's business. Let's see. If you want to follow us and like leave some likes, you could also go to our Patreon and support us that way. Patreon is basically like a platform that you could go and support artists, and then you get perks in return. So, for example, for $3 a month, you get to have access to all my artwork that I make for my comic Brujas. So that kind of thing.
He's actually a very good artist. Even though he's not a good person, he's a good artist.
I do my That's true. LOL. I also made this thing. It's not actually here, which I think is really cool. I think that's a good solution.
I
honestly.
think that it's better than a banner.
Yeah, because like,
Yeah.
bitch, I don't got nowhere to put that. Like,
Yeah, also
Like, where am I gonna put
money
that?
and
Money?
yeah.
That shit is at least
Ooh, we're already giving
$60.
you our time, y'all. So
Yeah, like,
and that's
we're
just as
already-
precious
we're
as
already
anything
giving you
else.
too much.
You're welcome. Anyway, my name's Audrey. I go by first generation because I'm a first generation Asian
Period.
and I like dad jokes.
Oh, I love
Even though
that.
I don't have one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Like,
I'm just kidding. I love you,
your
Daddy.
dad's gonna call
No,
you for
I
that.
know.
Your dad's gonna
He
call
doesn't
you for
even
that.
know that I'm doing this podcast, honestly. But
I'm
it's
gonna tell
fine.
him.
He
Well,
wouldn't be
that's
able to
crazy 'cause
understand you.
Our first guest is actually your dad.
Daddy.
I'm dead.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at first.generation. I don't really do art or anything like that, but I do cook. I cook, I clean. No, I'm just kidding. I
does,
just
though.
cook.
She doesn't clean.
Hey,
She cleans a little bit. She
no,
cleans
just
a little
kidding.
bit.
I cook. Yeah, I cook at exploration.mommy on Instagram as well. If you want to see what I'm cooking up later tonight, I'll show you my dinner. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I won't eat dinner.
Maybe.
Maybe. Anyway, so how are you doing today? We want to start our podcast off now with making sure that we check in with each other. Oh, Mimi's getting fed.
Mimi's like feeder went off. I don't know.
Sorry, yeah,
They can't
she
hear
just,
it.
yeah.
For as much as we pay for these mics, they better not hear it.
Yeah, I know, literally. I will be so mad if y'all can hear it. But so we want to start off the podcast every time by asking each other how we're doing, because we genuinely don't think that there's that many people, honestly, that really talk about how they feel or, you know, what they're doing today and, you know, genuinely are concerned for other people's well-beings. So, Angel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Oh my goodness.
Fake. Whatever.
Also, I would like to say, like, responding, especially when it's like a good friend, like, honestly, is always going to be like a good way for your relationship to get deeper.
Yeah.
So I guess that's really the goal of this podcast, is for us to like become better friends and like
Definitely.
understand and grow with each other as friends. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just see like how far we can take this.
I
Merch
know.
coming out soon.
Yeah. Hopefully, if he gets on his shit.
Oh, okay.
That's your thing.
I mean, I'll do it. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Let's get some subscribers first, though.
Yeah, literally that. Oopsie.
I'm doing well though. Let's see. This week, work was really good. We made a lot of money. I'm a bartender on the side, so that. All my tattoo stuff came in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start practicing tattooing on my live streams instead of like. I mean, I still want to make art and stuff on my live streams,
You
but
should.
it just depends on like what I'm trying to like get done that day, I guess. But other than that, yeah, I'm doing well. I went to go see my family.
Ooh.
Yeah, I missed them. I hadn't seen them in a while, and there was like low key some kind of like tension between me and another family member.
Yeah.
Just because like they can get a little bit I don't know, I guess like jealous.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
like a
okay.
little bit like they just need to know what I'm doing at all times. So like
Yeah.
we kind of like hash that out. Like
That's
that was good.
good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. All
That's really
good things.
awesome. Yeah. A
It was
good
honestly
growth
a really good
period.
week.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and my boyfriend were doing good. Like
Mm-hmm.
everything's growing exactly the way I want it to grow.
Yeah,
And if
good.
something changes, I'll let you know.
Okay.
What
I hope
about
that things don't change from the good standpoint, honestly.
No, for real.
Hopefully, knock
For real.
on, knock on.
There's no way.
Oh.
Oh. Knocked down my car.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's my spit.
Oh yeah, we should also be talking about that too. Would you
Right.
like to maybe give an
Yeah.
introduction?
Yeah, before we like segue into anything else,
Yes.
let's see.
Before you ask me how I'm doing, because I'm also important.
Right. Also, maybe.
I'm important.
So I wanted.
Moment of silence
What
for
if we
me.
were like that
Moment
though?
of
Like,
silence.
what if we were actually like that?
Because you are.
I'm not
Whatever.
even. It's a joke.
Continue,
LOL,
explain.
Just kidding.
Whatever.
So I wanted to start doing like a card of the day for whenever we did this podcast,
Mm-hmm.
mostly because I already do cards of the day for myself and like
Mm-hmm.
what kind of like energy I'm trying to bring to the day, like what kind
Mm-hmm.
of energy should I have in order to face the day? Because sometimes like honestly my energy is so low and I don't feel like going to work or I don't feel
Mm-hmm.
like even going to the gym, which is like bare minimum, I feel like,
I feel that.
you know what I'm saying?
Honest to God.
But today's card of the day is the 9 of Rods. I don't know if they could see that. LOL. It's all reflective.
Yeah, you can put it up to the.
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh, okay.
They should know.
Fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
9 of Rods.
That is so
It's
rude for you to
the card
assume.
has to do with a lot of defensiveness, being protected, like, but also like being able to face anything, like getting ready to face anything head on. Like your defenses are up, like everything's ready to go. Like you have the passion behind you in order to like face anything. Like it's almost like preparation is important, of course. And it could also mean delay, which we did face delay before this because
yes, we did. Even though we were early
We were so
launching
early.
the podcast, we were trying so hard to get it to work on our And They Were Roommates YouTube channel, and I didn't know that you have to request to go live, which is fucking dumb. First of all, why? YouTube, why?
honestly
And
though, like that's a new feature I feel because like
Yeah.
I just started live streaming.
I think it's because
Like, I just started.
it's a new YouTube channel, a new like Gmail, and you've already
True.
had your YouTube channel up for a while, like
yeah,
years
I had
already.
live stream, I think during COVID.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm kind of familiar with it. But
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
ours
how
is
they be changing things
completely
left and
new.
right. Yeah. But yeah, we just ran into that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the card of the day. I would like to just say like keep your energy up, make sure that you take breaks when you need it, and that's gonna set you up for success later.
Okay.
That's basically all I want to say with that.
Nice. Okay, good.
What about you? How was your? No, that's not it.
What? Yeah.
Oh, that's it. How are you?
God, I hate him sometimes. I literally, I need to put like a list or something behind the camera
like,
because he
honestly, my
literally is
memory,
like the word.
like I have like I heard you talking and like but now I'm like trying to replay it in my mind and it's not working. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
I don't blame y'all if you don't want to watch this.
We have one viewer. Nice.
Because of him.
It's probably
He
my
said
brother.
we have one.
We have one viewer.
Nice.
And us. And Mimi. Mimi's my cat.
Yeah,
But yeah.
she's behind him.
Oh, shit.
Currently.
That's
So
scary.
crazy. Why are you like this?
She's here.
Get
She's making a
down.
cameo.
Is she? No, yeah, she's not on camera though.
Oh, okay.
It's better that way. She's
It's better
big.
that way.
Anyway.
It'll just add 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Did you just touch my knee?
Could you like get your knee out of my
Okay,
way?
my bad.
I'm doing really good actually. I just came back from Japan last Tuesday. So it's already been like a week or so since I've been back, but honestly that jet lag really set in and I've been sleeping like over 10 hours every night. It's been fucking ridiculous, honestly. But I went to Japan alone. I met up with my friend Emily and her husband in Hawaii. uh, after a little while, I'm sorry, Mimi just climbed up
Yeah,
the shelves.
Mimi's
She
doing
just
Mimi
is so
things.
distracting. I
Mimi's
think.
doing Mimi things.
Yeah. Anyway, she's scaring me. Anyway, yeah, I had a solo trip in Japan, and I honestly took that trip alone because I feel like I have had a lot of soul searching to do. I feel like I didn't really know my identity really and who I wanted to be in the future, whether the path that I'm going down is really the right path for me. And I also was really struggling with both my like femininity and my masculinity, which is actually what we're going to be segueing into today is our main
That's today's
topic.
topic.
Yes. Our segment today is going to be Thoughts That Think. It's going to be our main segment of what we want to talk about today on the day's podcast. So today we're going to be talking about masculinity and femininity. How I want to lead into that is that I feel like our society really depends heavily on making men masculine and making women feminine. And honestly, when I went there to Japan, I feel like there was a lot of contrasting like personalities for sure, but everybody had feminine and masculine traits about them. And what I mean by that is that feminine energy to me, I feel like has more of a caring for yourself and caring for others kind of nature behind it. Nature, or what is that called? Nurturing and nourishing kind of nature. While masculinity, I feel, is more of like getting things done and making sure that all of the tasks that you have needed to be done are going to get done.
Right.
And over there, it's like they have all of that in one person. Like they don't have masculine just for men and feminine just for women. It's like the men there are both masculine and feminine in their own way. And same with women. They're both masculine and feminine in their own way as well. I wanted to see what you thought of masculinity and femininity, what you would define.
How do I define them? So masculinity, I would definitely define as like what you said, like the dominant force, like getting your stuff done, like moving, like pushing yourself to go and do something, and more of like the going energy.
Yeah.
And then it's like the polarity kind of thing. So like the femininity is the opposite of that, where it's time to be like more like in the receiving end, in the sense of like I'm now receiving like all the like almost like the resting period of like you working and then you chill out and watch the money roll in kind of vibe.
Okay.
So that's like basically how I think about masculine and femininity. So basically same thing. The thing I'm curious about though is like were they like that, whereas you feel and here America, like it's more you have to be this way, you have to be that way. So what about their culture is like that?
Honestly, I think that they have a lot of different things about their culture that we don't personally have. In Japan, I feel, education and making sure that other people are taken care of are also very big things. I don't know exactly what the difference is. I'm sure it's just like the social standing, the upbringing of people in Japan. I'm sure it's different in different areas. I'm sure that there is toxic masculinity and toxic femininity that I have not been able to explore because I was only there for 2.5 weeks. And everything that I saw was just surface level. Like I didn't really get to experience people in the way that I'm sure they see and perceive other people when they live there, But in hindsight, I just think that they take care of themselves like very hygienically. They're very clean people. Everybody and everything smells really good. Like there's no trash out in the public areas. Little kids can literally just walk around and take the subway by themselves. They have their own like little subway pass, and they have.
So you say that, I'm like,
You
That's
know, yeah,
crazy.
like
That's crazy.
little kids, like 6 to 10-year-old, like everybody from really, really young up until they are my age and more, can just go out and not expect to get taken, like not like they don't expect to get abducted. They don't expect people to like put their hands on them. And over here, honestly, that's what I'm the most afraid of, is that I might get taken advantage of by somebody who has this overbearing masculine energy, a toxic masculine energy, and they're going to impose that energy on me because I feel like I outwardly express my femininity a lot. Like by the way that I dress, by my hair just being long, like I feel like people automatically see me as a very feminine figure, which
For
I
sure.
totally understand and I really enjoy being in my femininity. Like I love feeling good, I love looking hot. It makes me feel
Period. Period.
nice, and like something that I have never been able to really grasp because I was never really in touch with my feminine side up until now.
Mm.
But over there, it's just like everybody takes care of themselves like that. Like the men, they take care of themselves. They wash their hair. They like make sure that they don't have the BO going on. You know, they don't like all work out to make sure that they're bigger than the other person. They work out to get strong. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like the men there are just a little bit different, and so are the women, because the women have that
I was
masculinity
about
to
to ask
them.
you, like, tell me about the women.
Yeah, and they have that femininity. Like they have flowy dresses. They really take care of their skin and their figure, the way that they portray themselves outwardly. That's a very big thing for them. You know, they
Mm.
have to be polite. They have to be a little bit more reserved. I feel they think that that is, you know, what a woman's role is
Mm.
in that culture, in that society. So I guess that's kind of the difference, is that
You don't.
they
I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, it's okay.
What do you think about like the whole like beauty industry over there?
I think that
Do
it's
you think that's toxic in some way?
definitely very much so, honestly,
Mm.
because when I was there, I was trying to find like the most basic thing, lotion, body
Right.
lotion,
Mm-hmm.
and like face lotion. And I literally could not find one lotion or sunscreen that didn't have a whitening feature in it. Yeah, like over there, they don't like to be tan. They don't like black people. Like
Like straight up.
they're actually
Oh
very
fuck.
racist. Like I feel like they're generally pretty racist. I can't say that about everybody, of course. You know, like I can't generalize a whole society and culture off of, you know, just the few million people that I pass by.
Right.
But, you know, I feel like there is kind of like a stereotype kind of thing going on over there, you know?
So you think that? I don't know. I feel like it might be even like, in the sense like for like female representation. Like I feel like there's like it's like worse over there.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
like they don't want any like big people, or like
Oh,
they very
yeah.
much promote like
Skinny. And being
skinny,
paper
the
thin.
same, like you always hear it with the like J-pop,
Yeah.
like kind of like camps, is that
Oh,
they
yeah.
encourage you to like get surgery and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that coming from a place of like masculinity, like imposing what they want as femininity?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. But that is also very prevalent here in America.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
just in a very different image. And
I feel
like,
like we're getting better.
yeah,
Like with
definitely
the
getting better.
representation. Yeah.
Definitely, for sure. Like I feel like you know, people really over here, they don't really care anymore about like, well, I don't know about that. They care about the way that they look, like
Right.
here and over there. But over there, it's like way more drastic than it is over here, because it's
Mm.
like you shouldn't even step outside of your house if you look a certain way. If you're overweight, like you should be ashamed of yourself,
Oh my
like kind
goodness.
of thing. It's like dishonor to your family, you know what I mean?
My God,
Like
like
that,
that much?
like that's exactly where like that whole phrase comes from, is from Asian culture. Like it is dishonorable to not be a certain way
Mm.
in society. Like, and I have no idea like where it came from. I'm sure that their magazines, their makeup companies are run by, you know, men as well, because over there they don't really believe that women have that independent, like, know-how really about business, about, you know, being a straightforward, just straight up businesswoman. You know, I feel like they don't trust women enough to put them in power or in leadership positions.
So there's like this surface level of like balance,
Yes.
but then you really get into it and it's just as like corrupt as like probably any other
Yeah,
country,
definitely.
for sure.
And I mean, like, the public face, you know what I mean? It's very important, I understand. But the men over there, like, just from what I've seen, the men over there, they do treat their women pretty well. On in public, I'm sure. Like, I've of course saw like a couple of couples, you know, fighting on the subway and whatever, like yelling at each other, but
Period.
it was never
I'd be fighting
anything.
if I was on the subway too.
Yeah, but it was never anything like crazy like over here, you know, where World Star is a big thing and people are, you know, recording people fighting each other and like beating each other's asses.
Damn.
And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Over there it's more of like we're gonna fucking talk when we get home, bitch. We're fucking talking home.
And
I'm
now
like,
don't talk to me.
yeah, literally.
Period. I feel that.
But I don't know. I think that their masculine and femininity is very different from
A Western.
a Western viewpoint, for sure.
So you view Western as, what do you think?
Honestly, I feel like it's a little bit more abrasive on either side. Like, you can be too masculine and you can be a little bit too feminine. And that is where the word toxic masculinity and toxic femininity, I guess phrases, toxic masculinity and toxic femininity come into play. Because like a too masculine man will try to impose his masculinity by, you know, either being violent or by yelling and being aggressive, or maybe even, I don't know, what maybe toxic masculinity looks like to you. What do you think that looks like?
Toxic masculinity to me, coming from like a Chicano kind of point of view, is like machismo, like almost like unapproachable. I would say like very much like unfriendly.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like some kind of stoicism is involved,
Oh, yeah.
which I like. I like stoicism a lot, but I think that you should still put on like a friendly, and I feel like that's where the
Yeah.
balance of like you
Oh,
know, things come out.
maybe like intimidation,
Intimidation for
you
sure.
think? For sure.
When I was
Okay.
like working out a lot, like with certain people, like I would say that their masculinity is definitely like comes into play when we're in the gym.
Really?
But I think
Okay.
that's like a good place to like let that out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah, definitely.
like let that stuff out and let, you know, go play. You know what I mean? Get it out of
Yeah.
your system. But then you come home and then you practice, you know, stoicism, and I feel like that kind of like creates like a balance with a man. You know what I mean?
Okay. I
Or a
see.
woman. I mean, anybody can practice stoicism. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just like I feel like it benefits, you know, everybody, because you need that balance. Going back to the balance thing.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's
everybody
true.
needs a balance between masculine and femininity. But going back to toxic traits, I would just say like intimidation, like straight up,
Intimidation.
like just like don't intimidate me. the heck?
Yeah.
Like, cause I'm gonna shut that down.
Yeah, exactly.
don't like
Like,
that.
why are you trying to intimidate? Like, what are you gaining
But do
out
you
of
feel like it
intimidating
comes
me?
from like an emotional space, like they trying to intimidate?
I feel like some people, yes. I feel like a lot of people, they have a lot of hurt in them. They have a lot of trauma that they've never gotten over. And now they're imposing that trauma, that reaction, that defensive, you know, or offensive nature that maybe they received, or, you know, the way that they cope is just like that. But it's still not, it's not enough of a reason for you to try and, you know, make people feel uncomfortable. Like, just generally, you shouldn't be making people uncomfortable. Generally, you should just be a neutral force in the universe. Hopefully, hopefully, you know, like.
And if you do notice you're making people uncomfortable, like acknowledging it and either taking yourself out of the situation because you're not vibing or apologizing, like I feel like is the only way. But that definitely comes with like some emotional maturity.
Yes, definitely.
So I feel like both feminine and masculine people should definitely adopt more maturity before like
definitely
approaching like toxicity. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. And I want to say like masculinity is not just for men and femininity is not just for women. Like feminine energy is at its root like being able to empathize and sympathize with other people when you can, and being able to take that knowledge and using it for the better, for the good, by putting good energy and positive energy out into the universe. Like you should be able to have like a emotional know-how, like knowledge of your own emotions and how other people's emotions are affected by your behavior.
Yeah, for sure. Because like you only have like you as a person need to become balanced, right?
Yes.
Like you need to balance yourself.
Exactly.
And then adding a whole nother person before you become balanced is like very taxing on everything that you're going to do, because not only are you dealing with your own balancing, you're also dealing with balancing this other person.
Exactly.
In the sense of like you don't know if they or I guess if you first meet somebody, you understand that they're probably more feminine than you. Right. Or more masculine, and depending on what you're attracted to. So if that person is like wanting something a little bit more masculine and you can't provide that because just who you are, like knowing how to balance yourself, or like in the sense of like practicing masculinity by telling them that you can't do that, I can't do that, in the sense like I cannot provide more masculine energy because I only have what I want for right now.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? And then the sense of like that is also practicing masculine energy, is by standing up and being like, I don't want to give you masculine energy. Yes. But also that's like exercising your masculine energy.
Yes.
So I think that's like
I like that though. Like I like it when people understand that there's like a difference between feminine and masculine energies, and that there's certain situations that need to be dealt with either masculine or feminine energies. Like if I went up on a stage, okay, well actually I have gone up on a stage before, and okay, this is like
this a story?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Story time.
Okay.
So I was running for National Honor Society back when I was in high school, and I wanted to be like the historian. So I was just going to be taking pictures at functions and like, you know, publishing a little bit of stuff in the yearbook or whatever, maybe, hopefully.
That sounds like fun.
So in order to become a member of the NHS like council, you have to get up on stage and you have to have like a 2-minute speech already like memorized and done, and I memorized a whole speech. And immediately, as soon as I got up on the stage, I forgot all of it. And so
me at the beginning of this podcast.
I had a little bit of a stage fright, you know what I mean? It's fine. I'm getting over it now. But I genuinely was just so like afraid of what other people were thinking of me. And I feel like now that I'm a little bit older, after this experience in Japan, after experiencing a lot of things with masculine and feminine energies just colliding and not really meshing together, I feel like I finally have found a good balance, so that I understand like, okay, well, why do I care what they think about me or not, you know? Right. Like in that moment, yeah, of course, like I should care about what they think of me because I wanted to be the historian. But it also affected me so much to the point that I literally could not fucking say anything when I was out on that stage, and like nobody clapped for me. Okay, look.
Why'd you tell that story?
Look, because no, it's a good story.
Breaks down on camera. Breaks down live.
No, I think that now I feel a little bit more comfortable talking in public and talking to people, and I'm a little bit more outgoing, and that's me tapping into my masculine energy. Like that is event, a situation in which masculine energy is required for you to stand up and, you know, show yourself, you know what I mean? Like, put yourself out there for other people to see. That's not easy. That's something that,
No, it's
you
not.
know, only if you have a little bit of masculine energy, you can really accomplish, like, proving that, oh, this is me. Like, I am this person.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
I feel that way with this podcast. Like I
Yeah.
was very nervous. Like every time we talked about it, there was always like this little like nervousness in my chest a little bit.
Yeah.
Because as a
It's
Leo, I don't want to get
nerve-wracking.
judged.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
want to get judged, or I don't want to look
nerve-wracking.
stupid.
I know.
But also,
You do
just
anyway.
putting myself out there is like you said. Oh, look, LOL. You can see behind. I love that.
Yeah.
Just putting yourself out there
It's
is
literally
like you said,
totally-
masculine energy, and I feel like that's a good way to like tap into that. Is like, ooh, now I need to put some masculinity on this so that I don't back out of it and wuss out.
Yes.
And not saying that wussing out is like a bad thing, but also
No.
it's kind of a bad thing because then you don't get nothing done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, period. Yeah, you're right. And I don't think that it's like wussing out. I think that it's just like, oh, well, this shit.
Ooh,
Like, this is
I'm
not something I'm
nervous.
used to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually kind of a little scared.
Yeah.
I
just
don't
a
know.
little bit.
Yeah.
I get scared so like
So easily.
so easily. Like
I know.
I'm terrified of
I'm the same.
everything.
Yeah,
like,
I'm the same.
Just like the way I was raised, I was taught to fear a lot of things.
Same.
And like just like growing out of that and like just applying a little bit more like masculine energy. And I can tell people didn't like that about me growing up. Like that I was scared.
Oh, really? What happened?
New subscriber.
Oh,
That's
hey,
us.
what's up, football
Hey, thanks for the subscription.
Okay.
Hey. Who was it?
Football ski, you know.
Oh, okay. Period.
Um,
I'll take it.
Yeah, you should change your name, bro.
Oh, man, I wish we could see the chat.
I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, we can over
I
there.
can't see it from here, girl. I'm blind as hell. What does it say?
Well, you should get your eyes checked, bitch.
What are they saying?
Oh, hi, Fred Worthy.
Oh, it's Fred.
Pop out chat. Okay.
Yeah, put it on the big screen.
Shut up.
Okay. Why are you so... Oh.
Can't see it still.
Oh. Doesn't OBS have its own chat system, though?
Yeah, but that's...
It's somewhere around here.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know where is it. See, look, now you made me all...
I'm sorry.
Why are you making fun of me? Because you're funny.
You're a funny guy.
You don't need to see it. Okay.
Okay, if you tell me what it
Sit back
says...
down. Yeah.
If you tell me what it says, it's fine.
I will.
What was I saying?
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Femininity and masculinity.
At the very beginning.
Yeah.
I guess at the end of the day, like, balance is key.
Yes.
You know, like, for example, like, I'll be pushing myself, like, so hard for work.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I
and
know.
that's just my masculinity, like, going, like, oh, I need to make money. I need to pay these bills. Like, I need to fuel my art business. I need to make my boyfriend happy. I need to make my family happy. Like, all that stuff fuels me and my masculinity to do better and want to do better. But knowing when to chill out and rest and understand, like, oh my God, I'm freaking exhausted. Like, I should probably go to sleep. Like, I have trouble going to bed. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
really?
Because I'm just like in go mode
Yeah.
at the end of my shifts. And like applying some feminine energy and talking to myself a little bit, being like, oh, just chill out. It's the time for resting. It's nighttime. It's almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Go to bed.
Exactly.
And just applying some of that like nurturing energy towards myself.
Yes, ma'am. You
Yes,
need that. I feel like a lot of people don't really normalize talking to themselves. And that's honestly something that is so essential in getting to know yourself, because you really don't know what you're thinking until you say it out loud. Like, things sound different when you say it out loud. You know what I mean? Like, you guys should try talking to yourselves, because it really puts into perspective what you really think. You know what I mean? And honestly,
agree.
I wanted to have a separate podcast about this, which is like thought processes,
Ooh, I would
because
love to talk about that.
I would love to talk about that because I have no thought process whatsoever.
You do just kind of do things. You do just kind of do
I kind
things.
of just do things and I just say things, and then like I just either get embarrassed about it or I'm like really proud of myself after the fact. You know what I mean? I don't really think about the consequences or the benefits of me being so honest or me being so straightforward. I just
Do you think that's like a
say
lack of maturity or a lack of masculine energy, like to apply some like, or is that a lack of
feminine
feminine?
energy.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel
Yeah, tell me
feminine
about this.
energy, I feel like not they. I feel like feminine energy really knows like when to say things and when not to say things, when to do things and when not to do things. They're very good at like those who have feminine energy know how to observe, know how to analyze, and know when to exercise like certain skills, techniques, you know what I mean? Whereas masculine energy is more about the doing process. It's
Yeah.
about like I'm going to execute this process. I'm going to take my analysis and I'm gonna like do this with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's about behavior with masculinity, I feel, because that's what you really show outwardly. And I feel like feminine energy is more about like what's on the inside, how do I feel? How does the other person feel? What are the pros and cons of what I'm doing? Like it's more about the thought, I feel. It's more about the like I don't really know how else
It's
to
like the wind up before the action.
yeah, the potential,
Potential
the
energy
potential energy
versus
versus the kinetic energy.
oh, we getting
Science majors know
Okay,
this,
okay,
period.
science.
Yes, ma'am.
I taught a couple science classes, like 1 or 2.
Bro, Footballski, you need to chill out in the chat.
What's he saying?
I don't even know. I can't see either.
Bitch, I'm blind as hell. I can't see
But
shit.
also, hello, Fred Worthy. What's up, boo? How y'all
Hey.
doing?
We can't see your like. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah,
for next
we'll
time.
work on
We'll
that for
work on
next
that for
time.
next
Maybe
time.
later. Maybe later.
Just don't we love you?
But anyway, continuing on. I wanted to ask, like, what do you think about masculine and feminine energy, intimacy wise?
Intimacy. Oh, I feel like it's key in
Yeah.
order to know which role you play.
Yeah.
You know, and even like understanding the flow of like how it's going and understanding what you like and what the other person likes and like being able to adapt. I'm like somebody I feel like who is able to flip flop, I guess, in the sense of like what kind of energy I can provide.
Okay. You would call that a verse
You
in
call
the
that
LGBTQ
verse. You call that verse top or bottom or just
community.
verse period in the LGBTQ community. Oh, it got personal real quick.
Well, that's what this podcast is about,
You're
baby.
right. You're right. I like that though. It's important to know what you want and what the other person wants. Otherwise, you're not gonna know what to do. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, like, I guess an example is like you go into a situation thinking you're gonna top, right?
God damn it.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
You
it's
guys are
okay.
getting
It's
it.
okay. Examples are
Thinking
good.
you're gonna top, but then then the other person provides a little bit more of that top energy, that masculine energy, and then you kind of like fall back and you're kind of like, oh shit, my bad. Like you got it, you got it. I'll be the feminine. Like it's cool. Ooh.
Oh God, I hate you. I don't know why he
What do you
provided that
think?
example,
What do you
y'all.
think as a straight person? Like as a straight,
Ooh, yeah. Honestly,
unless it's caliuches.
well, look, it's really honestly difficult for me to like express and communicate what I want in the bedroom because I have no idea how the other person is going to react. It's not like I'm like, crazy about like, whatever I want, but it's more of like I don't know exactly what they want, what would please them, and I guess that's my toxic femininity is because I pull myself back. I don't like let my feminine energy come out in the way that I want it to.
Like
It
dominatrix
it
is
just
off the table.
look, it just comes out really awkward, which I'm so sorry for everybody. No, I'm not. Well,
No,
no,
don't
I'm
be
not.
sorry. Don't
Actually,
you
you're
ever be
welcome.
sorry. You're welcome. Period.
But no, honestly, I feel like I'm very awkward. I feel like I'm very submissive and subdued, and it's not because like I don't want to, but it's also not because I don't want to. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's because I just have been that person, and I've also just been put down a lot. So I feel like my masculine energy just isn't as present as I would like it to be,
In the bedroom.
especially in intimacy ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which like
Do you want more masculine energy, intimacy wise, or like?
kind of, but I also am looking for that in my partner because I would much rather like have a very dominant masculine energy. Only in that situation, only intimacy
Right.
wise. Like,
You also need to be a full faceted person, able to like
yes.
not just be a ugga thug
Yeah,
in the
you
fucking
know.
bedroom.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. I mean,
maybe
that's
some
cool.
maybe some like
Good for
emotional
you.
intelligence would be cute too.
I yes, you know this about me, but I like to say that I'm a demisexual.
Right.
So I'm very attracted to people who I am emotionally connected to. Like I have a mental connection with these people. It's not just a physical thing. Like I don't, and I probably will never ever have sex with somebody or be intimate with somebody that I am not emotionally connected to. Like I just feel like it's not as I don't know, it doesn't rev my engine as much, you know. And it's not
I don't
that
get
I
that,
want a
but I feel
relationship
that.
with them. It's more of just like I feel like that just makes our connection physically so much better. Like somebody that I am emotionally connected to understands my needs and wants at the moment, and I will understand their needs and wants at the moment as well.
Right.
Like we're able to connect in a way that we don't have to talk to each other when we have sex. We just know automatically like, well, fucking do me like that, do me like this, you know what I mean?
Right. This goes into like the 80-20 rule. I don't know if you ever heard of that concept
I've never
before.
heard of that.
80-20 like being in like the sense of like, so you have 80% femininity and 20% masculinity most of the time.
Oh.
So your ideal partner would be somebody with the opposite, and this goes back into like the polarity thingy or whatever. And basically that's just like somebody who is like, okay, 80% masculine and 20% feminine.
Okay.
So like that 20% femininity, you're all like, oh yeah, I like that. That goes into the demisexual.
Yes.
So you like knowing both parts of people.
Yes,
Instead of
for
like,
sure.
just get
Just
over
the
here with
masculine.
all that masculine energy, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, or something like that. I don't know how straight people do that, but go ahead.
I mean, you know exactly how straight people do
Yeah, I
that, girl.
remember.
You've
I
seen it
remember.
with your own
I
eyes.
remember.
You've seen it. Ugh, God. And that's another thing is that, like, I just feel like, specifically, straight men. Not that I'm hating on you guys or
That
anything,
wasn't
but
even that
it's
funny.
a more okay, shut up. I'm talking. It's more of like I just think that they aren't as in touch with themselves emotionally as they could be. And if they were more emotionally connected with themselves, then everything else would honestly probably fall into place for them. Like, don't complain about things not going your way if you aren't willing to accept that positive energy coming your way.
Right.
If you're just going to defend, like, you know, have your defenses up and be on the offense, like that's all that's going to come to you is like that negative kind of like brooding energy, you know. I feel like I'm a big proprietor nowadays of like positive energy, positive thinking, but it's hard when there's just so many people out there with that negative ass energy, bitch. Like
Right.
you're always trying to bring somebody down or you're trying to be chaotic, and that also just brings energy down. Like why can't people just balance a little bit more? Like
Balance.
I feel like also people just aren't honest enough nowadays. Like people are so used to holding back their true emotions and thoughts towards people, and that's something that I don't know, that should be a little less common now, you know, like maybe grow up a little bit. It's okay to tell people the truth. It's okay to hurt people's feelings every once in a while. As long as you're not doing it intentionally to hurt people's feelings, you should be honest with people about, you know, how they're making you feel or how they're making other people feel. And I think that that is something a lot of people truly lack, is just empathy. Empathy is also a feminine trait, I feel.
I feel like, yeah, for sure. I think this is turning more into like a maturity talk.
Period.
You know, like I feel like you can have masculine energy, but you cannot know how to apply that until you are mature enough to understand, or like even to get the concepts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is definitely, like, to me at least, like turning into a maturity. Like, in any kind of culture, I feel like you're not gonna be able to handle both feminine and masculine energy unless you are mature enough to, like, one, either stand up for yourself, or two, understand that you need rest and need to back away from certain people or situations.
So then do you think that with the maturity thing, do you think that kids, like people who are under 18, people who don't, or even more than that, people who are under like 25, really, do you think that they should be either masculine or feminine?
I think definitely that's a free for all at 25 and under.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like everybody you associate with during those ages is, you know, still figuring a lot of stuff out. Like, so much stuff. Like, I'm only 27. Continue. I've only been 2 years. My brain's solidified. Even that's questionable.
It's not solidified, guys.
It feels a little mushy sometimes, especially at nighttime.
It definitely is, yeah. For sure.
Especially in the morning, too. And also if I haven't eaten. Oh. And all day.
Okay. Right.
But, yeah, I think, like, 25 and under, like, should they have a certain, like, choice of, like, energy? I think they should just explore, honestly, and just get the hang of it. Okay. But not also lose control, because I've seen a lot of, like, underage people lose control.
Oh, really?
But that's because of the lack of masculine energy and feminine energy in their lives that their parents or guardians should have provided.
Ooh,
so that's how that goes when it comes to, at least coming from, like, a ex-teacher like standpoint. Like, it's definitely, like, kids will develop better having both of those traits in their lives.
Oh, okay.
Like, as a person, like, is exuding those traits, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, like, that's why they're always saying, like, you know, a traditional mom and dad situation is probably the best. When, and in actuality, I think it's like showing them feminine and masculine traits is actually key into creating a well-rounded person.
Oh, okay, I see.
In my sense, like, they don't have to be a straight couple, obviously. They don't even have to be a, like, you know, like, it could be a single parent. But it's just going to be a lot harder for this one person to not only juggle their feminine and masculine energy, and it's going to be like, now they have to pass that on to, like, another child.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Or, like, their children, which is like, oh my God, that's fucking hard. And that's where, like, the lack of, like, masculine and or feminine energy in the world is, like, you know, due to, like, systemic, you know, problems.
Right, exactly.
Like, getting into that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
it is a systemic problem. It's a societal issue, honestly. I feel like it's very different in different societies. But it's also kind of always rounding back to the same thing, which I kind of understand, because as people, like, we grew from hunters and gatherers, you know what I mean? Like, if we go way, way, way fucking back, we were hunters and gatherers. The men were the hunters, the women were the gatherers. Like, and we weren't allowed to really think of anything else other than that, because that's how we survived. Okay. Now that we are here in modern society, right, we don't really have to worry about hunting for our food and gathering our berries and vegetables and, like, the right nutrients for us. Like, now we have that at literally the palm of our hand. Like, we have that at the like
We
tip
could
of
get
our
it delivered.
fingertips. Literally, exactly. And so I feel like nowadays we worry more about how we are mentally, which is a really good thing. I think that is very necessary, especially with today's society, like consistently changing and our technology consistently growing, maybe even exponentially growing, honestly.
Yeah, it's like making the people who can't even who don't have the maturity like go crazy. I feel like, honestly.
Yes, exactly. And like I don't want to say like, oh yeah, cool, go crazy, but more of like,
I'm not an anarchist.
please, like, realize that you are being a little bit chaotic right now, and try your best to move towards something that is more stable for you and yourself, more good,
More goody.
more better,
It's better.
more better for your actual, like, like just well-being, like for your future self. Do the things that you need to do for yourself,
Right.
have enough masculine energy to go after what you want, but also have enough feminine energy to ask for help along the way.
Period.
That kind of balancing act is what is necessary for us as adults,
Right.
really.
Ooh, I have a good question.
Okay.
So tell me about your like parents, in the sense of like, did they offer,
Ooh.
like, how was their masculine energy, their feminine energy, like playing into what you were experiencing?
So me, I actually think that I was just surrounded by masculine energy my whole life. Like, even my
Mm.
mother, whenever I was really, really young, up until even now, she always tries to consistently exude masculine energy, which is fine. That is fine for her. And now that I'm an adult, that is fine that she does that. But as a child, I really missed out on that feminine energy because I also had two older brothers with a young little sister that is like
God, that
so
just sounds terrible.
so impressionable, and like none of our parents are around to like really look after us. Like, it was really difficult to deal with so much masculine energy and not have that feminine relief, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Even in school, I would try to make friends with females, and it would still be so difficult for me for whatever reason. I had no idea.
She said females.
I mean, it's true though. Like, I was attracted to feminine energy because I didn't have that. I really wanted to be around people with that feminine energy, that kind of caring, that loving, that, I want to care for you, so can you care for me, like, kind of energy. But because I wasn't surrounded by it, I made up for it by being that feminine energy and only existing in feminine energy, because I thought, well, I'm surrounded by masculine energy. That's enough. Like, I don't think that I need any of that. So whenever I had needs, whenever I wanted to communicate with other people, that was really difficult for me to do because I didn't have masculine energy about me. I was honestly a very toxic female up until this point in my life. Like, I was a troublemaker in the fact that I didn't express like where I was going, what I was doing, who I was with. I also didn't want to tell anybody my feelings, the troubles I was going through. Like, my mom literally missed out on several years of my life ever since I moved out when I was 15, because I felt ashamed of the things that I was going through. And that is a
Mm.
toxic feminine trait, I think, in the fact
Like
that,
not speaking up and saying anything.
yes, exactly. And I understand where a lot of women are coming from when they are put in situations that they have no idea how to handle. But because of their feminine energy, they have no idea how to ask for help either.
Mm.
They just feel kind of helpless. They feel kind of submissive. And until they have that breaking point, they're not going to break into their masculine energy to ask and communicate for help and want more for themselves until they reach that breaking point, which honestly fucking sucks. Like, it sucks
Right.
so
Like you're
bad,
pushed to your edge,
you know?
literally.
But it's hard also to accept help from other people when you're in that state. So also feminine, and also a part of toxic masculine energy is not being able to accept for help, not being able to ask for help. That's also a toxic masculine thing, because
It's like one or the other.
yeah, because it's like, oh,
It's
well, I can do it on
situational.
my own.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, contextually, if I say, oh, well, I can handle this on my own, that would be toxic masculinity. But if it's like, I don't think that I can trust anybody to help me with this situation, I feel like that's more of a toxic femininity kind of deal. You know, it's just about how you deal with situations. You have to ebb and flow with it. I
Yeah,
understand, you
for
know,
sure.
like,
It's a finesse thing,
yeah,
is what I
like,
tell my brother.
you
It's
can't
a
always be
finesse thing.
50-50 with it. But, you know, I feel like my parents, they did do a really good job of trying to teach me, like, to try and stand up for myself. But it was very difficult for me to, especially when they were the ones that would put me down. And my family, like, consistently always tried to put me down with that masculine energy. Like, I even got that from my grandma, you know, like, all the females in my family are very strong and very independent females, which I really enjoy.
I relate to that
As
as
an
well.
adult, I do. But as a kid, I wish that people would have treated me with a little bit more nurturing and,
Softness.
yes, yeah, gentle.
Do you think that they were not soft because of the situations y'all were in the sense of like being first generation people?
Yeah, honestly, yes, very much
Or
so.
you're a first generation,
They just came. Yeah,
they're
they're
immigrants.
immigrants.
They're actually
Yes,
immigrants. It's
yeah,
not about first generation anymore. It's
exactly.
like they are immigrants trying to make a life. There's not really, and it kind of goes back to that whole like,
Exactly.
what were you saying beforehand
It's
about
like a different culture. It's a,
that, but also like the hunter gatherer kind of
oh,
aspect thing. Like,
yes, yeah,
okay, we're no longer like where we can handle
yeah.
or where we can even talk about stuff. Like, we
Mm-hmm.
just need to fucking like
Go. We're
make
on
our
survival
money,
mode.
like get some food on the table for
Yes.
these damn kids.
Yes,
Like,
the damn kids and their mouths.
yeah.
Why
So
were they
then
born with
this kind of
stomachs?
goes literally that. This kind of goes back to like the whole like systemic issues, like
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. But
I do. I
it was
feel that.
it was probably a good thing that they came over
Hi,
here.
Isa. How are you?
Anissa.
Isa.
Oh, Issa.
Bella.
Who's Issa?
Hello.
Oh, Isabella.
Yeah.
What's up, bitch?
What's up,
That's my sister.
B.
Sister,
Yeah.
sister. Oh, B. She does say that, right?
Yeah.
What's up, B?
Yeah, so what about you though? What about you and your upbringing? What about those kinds of influences?
I feel I just have like a bunch of flashbacks like flashing in my head.
Exactly, same.
Like, that was
I'm all,
it's kind of difficult to sift because I feel like certain situations required a feminine touch, and then other situations were a masculine touch. But I feel like as I got older, like we were definitely, because my family was in the church, you know what I mean? So
Oh,
I was
okay.
raised Catholic,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like our family fell into, you know, the gender roles that we were supposed to have.
Okay, I see.
You know, like we were
feel that.
boys, we altar boys, like, you know, like
Okay.
I try to be, you know, play
feel
the
that.
the older son, like church, he's a good boy, like, you know.
Oh, okay. I
My
see.
father was playing the, you know, like lead father figure, you know what I mean? My
Mm-hmm.
mom was like the mom at home who wears like a veil and stuff like that to church, you know.
Oh, wow.
You know, we had a younger
Really?
brother, my younger brother, like, you know, he's the youngest, and we would wear button-up shirts, you know, like
Wow.
total atomic, you know, family, you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Right. Wow.
And then somewhere in between, like, I guess they just got tired of their roles, and they kind
Really?
of switched a little bit, where my dad became more of like the feminine figure. Oh,
Oh, hello, Mimi. Damn.
Mimi's up there.
Wish I
We
could
have a
see.
bunch of shelves, so Mimi's just,
Yeah.
he likes to go up there and chill.
Yeah.
Something like that.
You crazy bitch.
Not to make it light. She also drops things on my head.
I'm hoping for one right now.
Literally, fucking just knocked me out.
It's okay.
Yeah, I do feel like my parents kind of switched in the sense of like my dad became more feminine, and my mom became the more masculine provider.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it was just like I felt so confused
Yeah.
a lot. Going back to it, like asking my inner child right now,
Mm-hmm.
I was just so confused about like what to do and how to be. And I feel like when I think about myself now, like as an adult, I look back on both of them, and they both had to, embody masculine and feminine traits when they got a divorce.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, yeah.
So like my
for
dad
sure.
became softer, and he's like a big softie now.
Yeah,
And
that's nice.
like it took he's like a big crybaby, which I think all men are when they're freaking sick and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like, and I feel
Definitely.
he's a big crybaby, but I love him to death.
We see you.
He's also we see you, bitch. He's also like a really hard worker though. Like that's something
really?
I can't say about my parents is that they're not hard workers.
They're
Or
not?
They are hard workers.
Oh,
LOL.
okay.
Call them out.
I was all...
Clip that.
Yeah. I'm sending that to your mama.
No, they are very hard workers.
Yes.
And that's what fuels me the most about them is that like I just want to be a hard worker in the sense of like whatever I put my mind to, like, which is art.
Yes.
You know, and this podcast and like making money outside of like a normal way of life, which is just like, you know, like
9 to 5
to me.
office
like,
job or
I'm not really
our
fulfilled
serving
by that.
jobs.
I've tried.
Ew.
I tried to go that route, you know,
Yeah,
with the teacher
yeah.
thing, and then
Yes,
you know, like
for
just
sure.
doing. So now I'm applying that masculine energy that they showed me in the sense like applying that to my work.
Yeah.
And going and doing it
right.
and go getting it, you know.
Which
But-
you have to.
Who I can't really say, like, I guess my grandma was the more feminine force in my life.
Really?
My grandma Jacinta, because she's very spiritual, you know, and I feel like I've been gravitated towards her since I was a child. Like we would say the rosary every night. Like we
Yeah.
would pray the rosary every night.
Wow.
And I would want to.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
want to pray the rosary with her.
That's crazy.
And she gave me those moments of like chilling and like saying our prayers before bed and like just relaxing.
Really?
You
wow.
know what I mean? So I feel like she definitely instilled that in me, whereas my parents were like, you know, they were like 16 or like, how old was my mom? She was like 17, 18, and my dad was like 20, 19 or some shit. Like when they had me, like, and they were poor as hell, you know, and my mom has like some issues as well, and so does my dad from their dads and their families and stuff.
Right, yeah.
And like, you know, like that stuff requires a lot of feminine energy.
Yeah, it
a
really
lot
does.
of healing.
Yes.
And a lot of staying still. And a lot
Yes.
of asking questions and
Yes.
like waiting to hear the answer. And that's just not conducive to like growing up with two kids that need food on the table. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
So that's where I feel like our generation comes in and like applying some of that more like softer touch to like even them.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like even still to this day, they kind of lack a little bit of that feminine touch to them, and they need to like. I mean,
Definitely.
I feel like my dad rests a lot. I feel like my mom is more of like a worker, which I admire about her. She's a provider.
Right, yeah.
But like for sure,
But-
like sometimes I gotta tell them like, oh, I love you. Remember to rest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like take it easy.
Yeah.
I always say take it easy to everybody.
Do you think that they listen, though?
Do I think that they listen? I feel like they take my opinion into play most of the time,
Like,
especially
right.
after like certain situations come down to it. Like
Oh,
they're gonna
really?
always like kind of like, because I'm the oldest son. You know what I mean? That carries
Yeah.
some weight in like a Latino / Chicano like kind of like family
Vibe, yeah.
dynamic. At least my family. I can't speak for every Chicano family, but
Right.
I think being the firstborn son like does carry some weight. Like you are basically the future of like this little clan.
Oh, okay.
So, like-
I see.
Even if they don't listen to me, I'll be like, I told you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I told you what you had to do. You
That's
know?
also like your Leo sign coming out, though.
I am very aggressive when it like with my Leo energy. Like honestly,
Yeah.
like I am that bitch, and I will tell you exactly what I think.
Which is a good
So,
thing.
I think it's a positive thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I pop off.
Yeah.
I will say. I think you pop off too.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, me
A lot.
A lot.
If people test me,
More
yeah,
than me.
the fuck. Well, yeah, I don't know. I've been through a lot, and I'm
Ooh.
going to fucking tell you.
So you would say, I don't even know. Like, I just feel like 80-20. Like, I don't feel like 80-20. I guess 80-20 on the outside. Like, I feel like I look like a man. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, yeah.
But on the inside,
inside.
that 20% is, like, very strong with my
Yeah.
feminine energy.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I definitely think that you're not 80-20. I think
I
that
feel
maybe
50-50, honestly.
yeah,
I
right?
feel 50-50. Like, honestly, I mean, 80-20 can't apply to everybody, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty
literally,
average.
literally. And I mean, like you have that in certain situations. You know what I mean? Like I can
Yeah, like
definitely
at
see
work, I'm
you.
definitely more masculine,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I'm just like a chill masculine. Like I'm not
Yeah.
like trying to fucking tell you what to do and like go wipe down this, go wipe down that. I'm like,
Yeah.
could you wipe this down for me? Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Appreciate
I
it.
think then maybe like your everyday angel self is 80% feminine and 20%
Yeah, like when
masculine,
I'm
really.
relaxing and chilling, like
Yeah.
I get to be myself. I
Mm-hmm.
honestly do think I'm more feminine.
Yeah.
Like, and I like that. But like if I'm like in a work mode and I have to be like the leader, I
Yeah.
will definitely switch up and like
Exactly.
make it more masculine, which I think is like
Definitely.
all about balance and knowing situations. What about you? What situations do you feel like,
Mm.
or do you feel like what have you applied your masculinity to and your femininity to? I guess.
Oh, okay. I think that
I'm taking your cup because you didn't drink it.
what I'm drinking it.
That's the
There's
masculinity.
literally that's disgusting. I spit in it. That's my
I spit
masculine.
in it.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
spit
masculine. I spit in
it.
it.
um, I don't know. I feel like I've just got really like recently more in touch with my positive masculine side
Ooh, tell me about that.
because I used to be very toxic feminine for a while. Just because I didn't
Wait,
have,
can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Like, why were you in that toxic feminine? Like, what? I know we already kind of touched base on that,
Yeah.
but like, what kept you there for so long?
Honestly, it was very circumstantial and it was always about a boy. It was always about a,
Ew.
yeah,
I hate
exactly.
boys.
I know, same. But
I
it was
only like
also
men.
about females and
Oh,
how I never had like a very positive feminine energy in my life up until this point. And up until this point, like, I don't know, I just have been meeting really toxic people. And I feel like that's very common, especially in San Antonio, where we are based in. Like, it just
damn bitch, but dox us.
doesn't. I, well, that's
Nah, it's fine.
San Antonio is a very
No, yeah,
broad area.
I'm just kidding.
But I feel like it's very easy to find people who are stuck in that toxic, like, mindset, you know? And whenever I went out with all these boys, they would just be stuck in their toxic masculinity where they're trying to prove that they're manly enough, that they are man enough, that they, you know, have force over me, they have
Oh my
intimidation over me,
gosh, not a
like,
force over you. That's
yeah.
gross.
Well, I've been in relationships where they would make me feel like they would try to make me feel like I am inferior to them. Like they would have a superiority complex
How old
over me.
were you and how old were they?
My first relationship was with a guy that was 4 years older than me. Same with my second one.
Mm.
They were all older than me, and also the latest guy.
I feel like that says more about them than it does about you as a
Yeah,
young person. You know what I mean?
definitely. You know, I thought that they would be a little bit more mature, and that's how they, you know, showed themselves to me is about face.
Ooh.
They would surface level be mature adult man, you know, that has some of their shit together, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they have feelings for me and they want to give me attention. And that's literally the only thing, the only criteria that I really had up until this point. Like, or not up until this point, but up until recently, you know, where if you give me attention, oh my God, like, wow, you're giving me attention. That was my toxic feminine side. And also the toxic feminine side of like, oh, I care about you, but my caring about them would be like, where the fuck are you? I would be calling them, you know, I would be that crazy bitch. I would be that crazy girl that's like, where the fuck are you? What are you doing? You
Oh
know, like who are
no.
you with? But
Oh no.
it came from a place of like, I don't want to say that they made me this way, but the situation at
Drove you
hand,
to that.
it really did happen that way because I've been cheated on by almost all of my boyfriends. Like I have been either like verbally or physically or both abused by all of my boyfriends up until this
Damn.
point as well.
Is that what kept you away from masculine energy for so long?
From yeah, harboring some kind of masculinity inside myself, yes, because I was afraid of that. Like, and I would always turn to that too if I would match energies with my boyfriends, you know. If they were toxic masculine to me, then I would toxic masculine them right back. I'd be
Right.
like, oh, you want to slap my face? I'm going to slap you right back. Like, oh, you want to
Damn.
try and choke me?
Physical.
Okay, then I'm going to kick you in the face. Like, okay. Like,
That sounds reasonable,
it
honestly.
would get physical with only one of them. But the other hand would be like, oh, you want to yell at me? Well, I'm going to yell at you back then. And that is me not being able to tap into my positive feminine side
Or
and
like a lack of maturity.
and
Like, or
maturity as well. But it was also, yeah, you know, I was super young up until
still
yeah, still I'm still young. I'm still young. I'm still
young and
learning.
hot.
I'm still growing. I just got into my hot phase. Out
Period.
my knees all clicking.
Not that you cracking when you say young. Oh my God.
Young and hot.
Okay.
I mean, hot
You
is
did
it?
your
I'm
best. You
sweaty
did your
right
best
now.
for that. Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. No.
No,
But yeah, I just feel like it really depends on the person that you're with too, you know, especially when you're growing. A lot of people's energies really do affect you and the way that you view the world, the way that you know, your perspective, and the way that you treat other people. Like how they treat you, I definitely feel like I match energies a lot, a lot. Like, and in situations that I don't want to match energies, I still do it. And
Ew.
well, now I feel like I'm getting better at that,
Okay.
you know, where people are very chaotic or mean or aggressive towards me. And I'm very much able to keep my calm nowadays. Like,
I feel like I've gotten to the point where people like are doing that. I just laugh at them.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I just laugh at them because I'm like, are you serious?
Exactly.
Like,
What do you,
are you serious?
what do you think you're doing right
Like,
now?
it's like I'm laughing, but sometimes I do notice that, like, especially when I'm busy as hell, and somebody's giving me attitude, like, oh hell no,
Really?
I'm sorry, you gotta go, like real quick, like you just
Honest
gotta go
to
away from
God.
me, like I'll make your drink real quick and boom boom boom, okay, it's this much, okay, get out. I don't even care if you tip me.
Oh,
Like as soon
damn,
as
really?
like you start bringing that negative energy, like I'm just like, all right, well get away from me then. Like you know,
Damn,
it's either
really?
that or I laugh at them.
Oh, okay. I see that. I see that. Period, girl.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. It's okay for you to snap at people, especially if they're just being
I'm just
rude to
protecting
you.
myself.
Yeah, exactly.
That was self-defense.
Yeah, like this is how I cope.
Yeah, literally.
But also, like, I finally understand that there are things that, you know, I shouldn't tolerate. There are so many things that people
Tolerate,
did to me that I tolerated for so long. I would let people take advantage of me. I would let people step all over me and or tell me that my opinion was wrong when it's just an opinion. Like I didn't state this shit as fact, you know. It's not like I'm proving that law of gravity is real. Like, well, first of all, it's real. If y'all don't fucking believe in gravity, you need to go back to school. But other thing is
Don't ask me about gravity. Don't ask me about
it's
gravity.
9.8 meters per second.
I don't know nothing about it.
But anyway, I think that, you know, as we get older, it's finally coming to light, like the balancing act that you know, people consistently do. Like I never knew and I never expected this because now my hormones, they're finally calming down. They're finally telling me to, you know, stop being a crazy bitch, girl, you know, like
Chill the
don't
hell
be
out.
toxic. Yeah. And I look at myself in hindsight and I'm like, man, that was really bad time. Like, man, I was really immature. I was actually a fucking bitch, you know. But I can't discount myself because there was so much chaotic energy around me and I was just trying to learn. I was just trying to grow. I was trying to enjoy my life the way that I knew how, the way that I could, you know, by
Taking control over it.
exactly.
So you would say your first masculine step was probably like moving out,
Yes.
and everything else after that was just a learning process.
It is. And it continues to prove like, you know, that every experience that you have can be taken as a learning experience, and it should be, because if you don't learn from your mistakes, if you don't learn from the things you regret, you'll never move past those mistakes or those regrets. You'll never move past the past. You'll never be looking forward to the future and growing yourself for your future if you're just hung up on the things that you've done. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, I'll have a flashback of like, man, that one time that I said something stupid to Nick in fucking 8th grade. Like, I'm so sorry, Nick.
Sorry about that.
But then I'll think about it and I'm like, that's funny. Like, I don't know. It was just a growing
it's just
experience.
like silly, literally.
Yeah.
And you're gonna look back when you're like 30 and we're like, or how old are you? 25, 26?
26.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be looking back when you're like 40 and you're going to be looking at your 20s and being like, damn, that was funny.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I still look at myself like back in college and I'm like, damn, you was an idiot.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I mean? Yeah. It was literally just 2 years ago.
It's just coming from a place of lack of maturity and not knowing
Yes.
who I was. You know what I mean? But like, balancing that.
Yeah, exactly. Balancing act. It
I feel
always
like that's
comes back to it.
everybody on the planet. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, don't feel bad.
But know to do better.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's all I can say.
Do better.
Do better for yourself right now. That's the whole point of this podcast.
Yes, is doing
do
better. Yes.
Do better.
Exactly. And it's a good thing too that we explore these not issues but like topics, because I feel like a lot of people, they don't really talk about like the things that we do.
We want to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of like surface level, like, oh, would you do that? Would you do this? Like, in this situation, what about this? And I like those kinds of talks, but I also don't think that people delve deep enough to really understand themselves. And so I am sorry if a lot of this was like us trauma dumping. It sounds like it, but it also is just our personal experience, like our personal,
all we can give.
You
our
know what I mean?
Really.
And our personal experiences are intertwined with a lot of other people's experiences, and we don't try to discount or judge anybody on anything that they've ever been through or gone through or have done. You know, the past is the past. I feel like as long as you're willing to grow from whatever you have done, and, you know, I don't know, even just asking for help or asking what you could do better. I think that is just such a big step forward, and like it's a big step that a lot of people don't make.
I agree.
What about you though? What is a time that you have exuded toxic masculinity?
Toxic masculinity. When have I
Specifically.
exuded toxic masculinity?
Yeah, mandolin.
Oof, mandolins. Toxic masculinity. When do I do that? Like, I feel like.
Did our stream stop?
Oh, I don't think so. Does it?
I don't know.
I can't tell.
I can't.
It says
tell
we have
either.
2 views.
Yeah.
So I'm
Ooh.
not. We got two people watching right now.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding.
It looks like we got a couple comments too, but I can't see from here.
I have no
While I
idea.
think about this masculine, not deflecting.
Emily.
Emily, girl, hey.
The
Thanks
knee
for watching.
pops.
What'd she say?
Look. She said not the knee pops. Whatever.
This still popping.
Whatever.
I'm dead. Dang, honestly, you know, I can't really. Toxic masculinity and me. I feel like I've always been a victim of toxic masculinity. Like, I guess I'm a little bit rude in some situations, like especially like high stress situations. I'm a little like, could you do this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you hand me that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not polite. Definitely.
I don't think that's toxic though.
No, it's not toxic. I'm not a toxic person.
Don't be like that. I know you are. I know he is.
I would say I try to.
Y'all don't see him at home. I do.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I'm telling them. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, we got more comments. Who is that? Oh, it's
It's
Emily.
Emily.
What'd she say?
I don't know. Hi, queens. Oh,
Period.
you're a queen,
Easy.
bitch. I
You're
love
a
you.
queen. Honestly, I couldn't say. I couldn't say
Same.
right now. At least right now.
I can name a few. No, I'm just kidding.
I would say I'm a horn dog.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I'm a fucking horn dog. Like
that is toxic though. It's self-control. You don't have it.
It's not like I don't act upon it.
You don't have it. All of your intrusive thoughts, like you act on them.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Right.
I wish
Be
I could.
real.
I wish I would more.
Whatever.
That's my toxic masculinity, is that like I don't act upon my desires.
Oh, well, okay. Whatever.
It's a lack of toxic masculinity.
You're a liar. That boy's a liar. Y'all are seeing our chemistry. Oh, period.
That means my spirit
Yes,
guides
ma'am.
are confirming that I'm not toxic.
Thank you,
masculinity.
guys.
Who is that?
I have no idea.
What'd they say?
I have to go to the restroom,
I
the
also
little
have to
girls'
pee.
room. Okay, cool. We're gonna take a quick little
Break time,
breakies.
yeah.
We'll be right back.
I'm gonna think about the masculine thing.
I'm gonna yeah. Oh, it's Kalei,
What's up, girl?
my baby. What's up, Kalei? How you doing, girl? Peace. We'll be right back.
Oh God, I'm here. So how we doing? I can't see shit because Audrey's mic is in the way. Fucking bitch. Oh. Oh, look, here she comes. Shh.
What's going on over here?
We weren't talking about you.
Liar. You don't care enough about me to talk about me.
You're right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anyway. Oh, look, there's the freaking OBS chat in the corner.
Oh, period.
I'm dead.
How do you make it bigger?
Put that shit over here.
How do you make it bigger?
Put it over here on this screen. And then, yeah, put it on the side. No. Yeah. Or that side, yeah. Oh, no.
It's not letting.
The other way. No, the other way. No, put it down. Okay. No. There you go. Okay. I still can't read it.
That's what I'm saying. You're just so freaking...
Me too. It's what?
It's so cute.
What is that?
We're actually in our study right now.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for telling us it's cute. We've
Yeah,
been
we
working
worked
hard.
Like literally, we worked really hard to get this together. Ooh, are those snacks? Fuck yeah.
For me.
Oh, that's
I'm
fucked
just kidding.
up.
Here, you can have
Give me
some if you'd
of
like.
those.
I got some water for you too.
Oh yes, give me some water. It's break time.
Stop drinking my pumpkins, honey.
I made you that. It's mine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my toxic masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Let's jump right back in.
I feel like I just came back into my masculine energy. I feel like I was really into it when I was a kid. Like, when I was young, I feel like I would go against a lot of what teachers and, like, my parents would say.
Mm-hmm.
And then over the years, being, like, a church boy, just kind of broke me down in the sense of, like, the need to be perfect. And so I kind of just, like, fell back, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And let my feminine traits come out. And honestly, anytime I kind of stood up for myself, I felt like it was kind of like shut down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Growing up.
I see that.
But
what about toxic feminine traits? Do you think you have more of that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I don't speak up, or I used to not speak up a lot. Like, I would get very bad anxiety about, like, having, like, a talk with, like, a manager or, like, something, or, like,
it's a big thing for me too.
Like, I'm very much, like, in my people pleaser. Like, I was very much a people pleaser. And I just wouldn't, like, if something was against what I thought, like, somebody was acting a certain way, I wouldn't say anything because I was scared of hurting their feelings.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like I was being more toxic feminine to myself than, if anything. Or I don't know. I guess I just didn't, like, provide myself with masculine energy until, like, I finally had enough, and I was all like, I'm not being treated like this no more. Like, nobody gets to treat me like this. Not my family, not my friends. Like, nobody gets, like, even my higher ups. Like, I don't let people treat me like poor.
Okay.
In this, not like poor like wealth, but like poor, like, poor conditions.
Okay, I see that.
So, like, that's a recent development. I would say, like, even, like, right before we met, like, I was still practicing that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Like, right before we met, like, I was barely starting up the practice of, like, being more, like, in my masculine energy.
Okay.
So, and even today, like, I'm scared to, like, hurt the feelings of, like, those closest to me. So I just tend to, like, fall back and, like, just, like, chill, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's better not to say anything and let your lack of, which is where, like, my stoicism comes into play, is, like, like, letting my lack of, like, attention be my words for me. My lack of energy towards that situation is, like, saying more, I feel. And I feel like that's more of a positive masculine trait, is being, like, knowing when to step back. That's also a choice, you know what I mean?
Yes, very much so.
Especially when arguments are starting to happen and people are starting to get, like, aggressive, like, stepping back and being like, you're acting crazy, I'm walking away from this, like, and if you follow me, it will get crazy.
Okay.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
period, yeah.
So, like, that. And
okay, so while we talk about, like, our experiences with masculinity and femininity, if you guys would like to, in the chat, talk about your thoughts on, what are toxic masculine or toxic feminine traits that you have seen or experienced. I would love to get to know more experiences that you guys have had.
I would love that.
Maybe you don't have to say anybody's names or anything, but you can definitely give us examples, or, just general traits that you think are either, positive or negative, towards masculinity and femininity.
I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah. I think that, a lot of people have a lot of differing ideas of what masculinity and femininity is. And it's not a bad thing. I don't think that it's a bad thing at all. I just would love to see what other people define as masculinity and femininity, for sure. So then, you as an adult, have you come across people who are trying to be toxic to you, and how have you deflected that toxicity?
I would say by, like, walking away or, like, confronting it head on. One of the two. So first I would say confronting it head on, and then stepping away. Like, those are the ways I would confront that kind of stuff. So, and I feel like that's just a maturity thing, like, knowing, like, first stating this is a boundary,
Okay.
Like especially with because I used to work with kids a lot, like
Yes. Yeah.
and setting your boundaries 1st
Mm-hmm.
and then reinforcing that later with either punishment or not acknowledging it
Oh, okay.
is probably the best way. And the same shit that works on kids honestly works on adults.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So if it makes you feel better, like to when you're going into like a situation where like you're having conflict with somebody, like imagining them as their inner child,
Oh,
like
yeah.
like also that like loaded
Yeah.
lessens the blow of like them being toxic.
Right.
It's just like it's probably coming from a place of where their inner child is damaged.
It's hurt. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then understanding that like situation for what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then like depending if it's
Remedying
the
it.
first or second time, like how to apply like pressure or not apply pressure.
Okay.
And it's all like circumstantial. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh look, we have a.
I feel like the driving force behind what society thinks masculinity is was often rooted in the limitations placed on women at that time. Ooh, okay, period, girl.
Period. I like that.
Masculinity is.
We are still growing from that time, though.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
We're very much still like we still have people that hold beliefs
That's
like that.
yes.
Still.
That's
even young people because it's been passed down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's just something that with each generation it's gonna have to be taken. It's gonna have to be dealt with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I kind of like the way that she had said that, where we women in general have very much been limited, and especially in just everyday society, any society. I was gonna say before that the reason why I think people in Japan are the way that they are, especially towards women, it's because they kind of have that same like 1950s aspect of like masculinity and femininity, where like women don't really have rights. Women shouldn't have rights because they're just homemakers. Like the men are doing the real jobs out here, so they should just stick to what they know. You know what I mean? They shouldn't have opinions on things that don't concern them. But the fact is that we're still human beings, and that we still definitely like have an opinion. It's just whether or not you want to listen to us or not.
Right.
And not to make it like about the whole female movement and like just females itself, but more of just like feminine energy in general. I feel like a lot of people try to reject it a lot of times, when honestly I feel like a lot of us really need it. A lot of us are sorely like missing that feminine energy in our lives. And that's why I feel like a lot of people reject it, because they don't know it. They don't understand.
They don't understand. Yeah.
They don't understand women. We're not simple as simple as we come off. You know what I mean, Emily? We are much more complex, and we have so much more thought to our actions, our behaviors, the way that we talk to people. Even then we think so much like about the consequences and the benefits of how we word things. And I just feel like I haven't really seen that as a straight woman. I feel like I haven't really seen that in the straight men that have been like trying to be my suitor or something. Like very recently there was this guy that was trying to like get my attention, but he still hasn't gotten over like a girl. And it was very obvious. He made it very obvious. He put it out there in public for everybody to see. And I had seen him, and I was with him, around him for like an extended period of time, and he still was trying, like literally a couple of days after, or maybe even like a week after he had posted all this stuff about the previous girl that he hasn't seen or talked to in the last like almost year.
Right.
He still like is in that like, I guess, masculine energy.
So you feel like he didn't apply any kind of like feminine healing or
No,
nurturing?
not at all. And that's what he was trying to play me as like what he was doing,
Wow.
because he would check up on me every once in a while, text me. He'd be
He
like,
was
"Oh,
trying to front that he's healing, but he actually did not heal
exactly.
at all.
Yeah, exactly. Because I told him that the reason why I don't want a relationship is because I personally have a lot to heal from. I personally have a lot of things
I feel like that's very mature.
yeah,
You know?
you know what I mean? I don't want to involve anybody else into my situation that doesn't want to be involved in the situation, and especially so closely. Like in a romantic situation, like I don't expect my partner to bear it all and like take and every piece and part of me and love me for each and every piece.
Right, 'cause
But
you're
it
not
would be
perfect.
really cool if
But
you
it would be
did.
nice.
It would be real nice
We
if
got
you
another
did. No, I'm just
comment.
kidding.
It's Calais.
I agree. My whole life I've had to be tough because I felt that I had to be that way, but have finally tapped into my feminine side and feel more powerful now. That is amazing, girl. I'm so proud of you,
Yes, I'm happy for
Calais.
you, bitch.
Like that is something that a lot of women don't experience, and I feel like it is also because of the community that we live in, you know. San Antonio community, it's like they kind of like the machismo. They like the chismosa, like gossip girl, also kind of like
Like
toxic,
dramatic.
that's it, the dramaticism of like relationships. And oh, if you're not being dramatic for me, I don't want it. Like I don't want you
Oh.
unless you're trying to like pull girls hair out for me, like
Damn.
that kind of shit, you know. And I don't like that. Like
Do you even love me if you're not fighting other bitches for me?
like I don't like that. Like you better take your earrings off, boy, if you want to fucking ride with me, you know. I don't like
just watched a
that.
video about this.
Really?
Like how like damn, watch, I'm gonna butcher this shit.
You always do, but it's
I
okay.
always
It's
do,
okay.
it's
No,
fine.
you're fine.
Basically, just like how never mind, I'm not gonna say it because I forgot already.
Oh, okay.
My memory. My memory. LOL. Oh, we got a new subscriber.
That's okay. Nate, oh my god.
Nate,
Hi
appreciate
Nate.
it.
What's
Thanks,
up,
Bo.
baby? We were just talking about you. I miss you. Oh my gosh. Wow.
LOL. Where are we?
We're talking
Oh, the
about
other day.
masculinity and femininity.
Right. I forgot about that. I thought we were talking about Nate.
we were. So I don't know. I guess what like what would you want, or what would you see in somebody that you think is like purely divine feminine energy? Let's go off with that
Divine
first.
feminine.
Yes. What is divine feminine to you? And also, if you're in the audience, you are totally welcome to answer
the
this question as well.
Yes, please.
What do you think divine feminine energy is? How would you define it?
I would define it as like healing.
Ooh, healing.
Ooh, what's
Okay.
this? What's this?
Stephanie,
what's up, girl?
Hi, we miss you.
I miss you.
Thank you for complimenting our setup. I appreciate it.
I know, it's so cute, right?
We've been working.
It's
We've
cute,
been
right?
working hard. No, anyway.
Divine feminine is nurturing. Again,
Nurturing.
like taking care of yourself.
Mhm.
Just being, allowing yourself to be yourself.
Okay,
You know what I
see.
mean? Just like chilling. Like
Just like chilling.
Chilling, bro. Like the ultimate chilling. And I feel like that's what quenches masculine energy.
Ooh, oh, quenches. I like that.
Quenches.
It quenches masculine energy. I feel that.
That is a nice word, huh? Quenches.
I see. So,
What about you? How would you define?
divine feminine energy to me, I think that it mostly goes off of like compassion.
Ooh.
I feel like compassion is something that is very difficult for a lot of people to tap into, especially nowadays, because it's so easy to dissociate yourself from just reality itself. Compassion is something that you have for not just yourself, but for other people, for other things. You can feel this way about anything, really. Like, you don't have to be compassionate towards, you know, the person standing next to you, but you can definitely be compassionate towards, like, your dog, you know what I mean? I totally understand that. And that is also
There's levels.
divinely feminine, you know what I mean? And
what about divine masculine?
exactly.
Can you tell me about
That's
that?
what I was thinking about just now. Divine masculine, I think that it has more to do with ooh, that's very difficult, with like actions, with actionable behavior. I think that it has more to do with like how you present yourself on the outside, how you do the things that you want to do, how you motivate yourself. You know, it's not just about like, oh, being buff. I'm a macho man. You know what I mean? It's more about like, what am I doing and how can I do it? You know, the feminine side is more of like, what am I doing and how is this benefiting me and other people? And
How can I prep?
yes, yeah, exactly.
Divine masculine to me
Divine
is more of
masculine.
like a really nice grandpa,
Oh,
like very wise
Oh.
and like very like. I
shout
don't
out,
know.
Grandpa.
Shout out grandpa. Shout out grandpa.
Love you.
Being able to like make a decision and go through with it with ease, and applying like again the maturity coming in by applying the feminine to ease everybody else's transition into that change.
Ooh, okay. I like
So
that.
I feel like that's a well-rounded person, an example of a well-rounded person. Do you have any well-rounded
Yes.
people in your life, like both masculine and feminine? Anybody in particular? Anybody?
I know that you're like trying to fish for a compliment right now, so I'm not gonna say you because you're definitely not it. You have way too much ego. Your head is so big, and so is your forehead. Anyway,
I was already covering my forehead.
yeah, don't look, y'all. It's so shiny, it's
It'll
gonna
blind,
blind you.
ass. Literally, these lights
We've
in
got
here,
so many lights up
Lord
right
have
now.
mercy. Go ahead.
Anyway,
Ask your damn question.
fuck, dude. Honestly, I feel like I do have a lot of pretty well-rounded people in my life. I don't know if I want to name them by names, but they know who they are. Also, if you're in my life right now though, and you think that you're well-rounded, you can text me and ask me if I'm one of the people you're talking about,
Let
because
me
I will
know.
be so brutally honest with
And I
you.
will tell you what you need to work
Yeah.
on.
No, I'm just kidding. Please don't text me. I don't like confrontation.
What is this?
Anyway.
We have some comments. Nate is just laughing at us.
Yeah. Understandable. We are very
Understandable. We're
laughable people.
goofballs.
Yeah. Calais said divine femininity to me is like water, adaptable, healing, but also strong when needed.
Ooh,
Ooh.
I love that.
Okay, science major. I see you. I see you. It's
Okay.
talking about she's talking about the adhesion, you know, the hydrogen bonding that's in
Oh,
water,
I don't know nothing
period.
about that.
Yeah. Surface tension, period.
What
girl.
about masculine energy, girl? What do you think?
Yes, yeah. Also define divine masculine energy.
Yes.
Did you answer that question? You did. Yeah, like a grandpa.
Like a grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost like, you know, the like head of the family, you know what I mean? Like a positive male figure. Like what is that? I feel like that's why people obsess over Jesus so much.
Ooh, really?
You know what I mean? Because he's like that. I'm sorry, I'm coming from like a past raised Catholic point of view, but like
yes, period.
I feel like that's why
okay.
people like Jesus so much, is because he's that like divine masculine energy, and
okay.
Mary would be like the divine feminine energy.
Mm.
You know,
I kind of like that.
I kind of like that too. Like it puts like it's like a connection between me, which somebody who isn't very spiritual in Catholicism, and like, you know, you're able to relate to somebody else who is, you know, in the Catholic or like whatever like Christian like world. You know what I mean? You're able to connect with them because like, what would Jesus do, or what would Mother Mary do in this situation?
Right.
But those are extremes. Like, and I feel like that's not realistic.
I mean, it's realistic in the South where we live, so I feel like I've had that thrown at me a lot of times. And even when I was 16, I literally said, "Oh, Jesus Christ," like, kind of like just like that, you know, as a remark, as an exclamation. And this man literally pulled me aside and was like, "Jesus Christ was our savior, and if you don't like, you know, try and respect that, then I'm not coming to this place anymore. And I was like, this is just a restaurant and I'm just 16. Like, like
16,
yeah, I'm literally just here for $6 an hour. So honestly, it doesn't really matter to me if you come in or not.
Or
I
not.
didn't say that to him, but I thought it. Continues
What
to
are they
think.
saying? Divine masculinity to me is Keanu,
Keanu
Reeves.
Reeves.
Period.
Honestly,
He is pretty
he is
chill.
a very
He is pretty chill.
divinely
I mean, I
masculine
don't know
guy.
him personally, but
He seems like a very divinely masculine kind of guy.
I would say like he tries to portray like a
Yes.
nice man.
Yes,
I
we
would
do
hope.
stand Keanu Reeves in this house.
Mm-hmm.
I do love me some Keanu Reeves. What's up?
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Thank
I
you.
love
You know,
that. Thank
yeah.
you.
Um,
Capricorn thing.
you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing my best out here.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's it. No, I'm just kidding.
What about you? Do you
What
know
about me?
anybody like super well-rounded,
Mm.
divinely masculine like Keanu Reeves?
I would say my dad is pretty well-rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say my dad's grown to be well-rounded in his age. You know, at first I would
I like
say
that.
like there was a little bit of a forcefulness with his masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't really like he was a little bit aggressive, I would say.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it like, you know, I feel like getting over time like he discovered that being aggressive is not a
It's
tool
just not
when you're
it.
raising children.
Yeah. It really ain't it, girl.
Aggressiveness is like the only word that pops into my mind is like when you're in the
Damn.
bedroom.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Aggressiveness,
hint.
I guess, like if you're trying to like you're aggressively trying to get a job.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Like,
Period. I'm
don't
not.
be applying aggressive
but-
to like touching me, like
Oh
in the sense
yeah.
of,
No.
like,
Don't you fucking
or
dare.
like you're aggressively trying to like get my attention. That's annoying to me. Like
Oh, yeah, period. I don't like that either. And I very recently learned that as well.
that you don't like.
I
when
don't like it.
Tell me
Mm.
about that. Tell me the story about recently. You said recently.
Yeah, it was with that guy, the same guy that I was
homeboy.
talking about that
Mhm.
was posting about another girl that
Right.
broke his heart on his
But then he's hitting you up.
story. Yeah. And he's still trying to hit me up, but it's just like, man, I have so much more shit to deal with. So much more important things to deal with. Like, I'm basically a businesswoman now, you know, but it's also just like I think that is a little bit toxic, like that you are so focused on somebody else and what they're doing and who they're talking to rather than yourself. Like, it's okay to be jealous. I think that's fine. I think that's a little healthy as well.
I don't like jealousy.
You don't like jealousy?
Not me personally, no.
Me personally, I like it when a guy is a little bit jealous, but like not to the point where he's gonna step in and say something and do something to somebody else. Like, this is something that we could talk about, you know what I mean? Like, together, you know what I mean? Like, that's
I feel
fine.
like jealousy is just stemmed from insecurity, and I don't find that attractive.
I feel that. Okay. I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But what if that person is like super secure? You know what I mean?
they're
But
still
they're
jealous?
just like,
I mean, if you're secure, then you have no worries that I'm going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that I'm going to do anything with any other person because you are secure as a person. And even if I did,
Yeah.
you are secure as a person to be like, oh, well, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
you're cut.
that's
You're
a
cut from the
boundary.
team.
Yes, exactly.
Like, and I
Period.
feel like that's
Okay.
that's good. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like, security is better than even just a touch of jealousy.
What if it's insecurity like stemming from their growth, you know what I mean? And their jealousy is just kind of left over, you know what I mean? Like, they're still trying to heal
Like
from their insecurity.
traumas.
Yeah, you know, like me. I feel like I'm a little bit of a jealous person just because of the traumas that I've been through. But I'm still trying to grow and heal from that, you know what I mean? So my next relationship though, you know what I mean? Like, am I gonna have to disclaim, hey, I might get a little jealous here and there because of my insecurities from my past relationships?
I
But
feel like if it does come up and communication is like like
true.
is important. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I noticed myself feeling a little jealous because you were talking to this dude or this chick, for example, like too much. Like, why were you like them or something? Like,
No. What was going on out here?
what's going on? Like, oh, this is
What do
different.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you. She's funny,
this is
huh?
coming out
You
of
know,
pocket.
like,
Yeah, you act different around her, huh?
I feel like, but like, I feel like calling it out is like a funny thing to me. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, you think so?
I'm like, oh, you're acting funny in front of him, like, you know what I mean? Or you're acting funny in front of her, like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like a lot of girls, though, we have that intuition.
Of like knowing when
Yeah.
a dude is like, I mean, you could tell.
Yeah.
I don't got no any kind of. I'm not a girl, and I could tell. Like when a boy is like.
I wonder where that comes from. Like, what our intuition. What part of our intuition.
Like
Maybe
if
it's like
feminine or masculine.
Maybe it's like how we analyze people's body language. Like how do we know? I think it's body language for me, then tone and
Like how they switch up.
oh yeah, But
I
also
think you can tell.
I can't. Sometimes I can't because there was this other person that I was interested in, and like his body language was just so off. Like he was so awkward. He still is awkward to this day, like towards me. And I'm just like, okay, well, why?
Wow.
We could just be friends, you know what I mean? If that's what it takes. But I don't know. I think that body language is like a big thing too, especially in feminine and masculine energies.
Anybody.
Yes, yeah, literally anybody and everybody body language is a big thing, and that should also be something that we tell them to kick rocks. I am a businesswoman. Thank you so much.
Chile is hyping you up.
Yeah, I know.
Period.
I
What
love
about
you,
me?
girl.
I'm a businessman.
No,
I'm a
we
business
don't
leader.
stand that. No, I'm just kidding.
We
A
don't
business
support you,
beta.
actually.
I'm a business pansexual.
Good. Orlando.
Yeah, period.
Let me see. Do you think? I guess. Do you have any other questions?
I don't really know. I don't really think so. Does the audience? I want to see if anybody in the audience maybe has a question for us, or if you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about in particular.
Have any questions?
For me, I think that I'm finally growing into my divine feminine energy. Very fucking difficult. If anybody wanted to ask that,
If anybody cared to know.
it's very fucking difficult.
Thanks for asking.
But it's also just like however much time you're willing to put into working on yourself is however much progress you're going to get. You know, like, and even if you work on yourself, you can't expect progress right away. Like, I feel like I've always tried to put a lot of things on hold because I wanted to keep progressing, because I wanted to keep working on myself, like relationships and all of this other stuff. But honestly, every interaction that I allow into my life, that I want to put into my life, it helps me learn even better and even more where I should set my boundaries, where I should, you know, communicate with somebody else about, you know, what I want, what I expect. My standard for men and women in my life have raised exponentially as well. Like,
By tapping into your divine feminine.
Exactly.
And taking the time away to like actually sit down and process things. Gotcha.
And I've got to say, like, if anybody is interested in taking a solo trip, you should do it. You should go for it. And honestly, Japan would probably be the perfect place for anybody to take a solo trip, because
Pretty
it's so safe for anybody and everybody, including the people in the hostels. You know what I mean? Like, people go to that place knowing what their culture is like, and knowing that, you know, over there they don't really solve things with violence and, you know, like guns.
I mean, they don't even have guns on the streets,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Must be nice.
That's what I'm saying. But you know, just taking time to really explore yourself, talking to yourself like we've said before, looking at yourself in the mirror and just saying some positive affirmations can really go a long way as well.
I agree.
What about you?
I would say I am finally growing into my divine masculine.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, I feel like beforehand I was always thinking about like things that could change, and I was always constantly like trying to heal myself, like think about situations and like how I can heal from them and letting things come to me, and I feel like I've healed. Like I feel like I've, healed all the things that like came from my childhood.
Oh, okay.
And like now that, but like what really lacked was my divine masculine coming into play, where it's like actually doing things.
Oh, okay.
Like getting things done. Like it's like feeling sorry for myself too much. Like that, like I used to have the mindset that I was just a dumb hood rat. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really fucking know any better, and I couldn't do any better because I was just like so messed up, like emotionally from my past. And mentally too. Like I felt like I struggled a lot mentally. And it wasn't until like I hit rock bottom and I finally started applying some masculine energy, which came from, people who were overly masculine. And honestly, like I do appreciate them, but I feel like they did take things a little bit too far with their masculinity. But that's where like my personal existence comes to play, and I'm able to like balance it a little bit more. Like I see what not to do. Like you showed me what not to do. And so like I'm going to be everything when in my older age, like what you weren't, you know what I mean? Because I just want to do that, and I want to be that for other people.
I love that.
That kind of vibe.
Do you think that people should have like a specific role model in mind when they try to heal themselves or tap into divine masculine / feminine energy?
I think tapping into your higher self, which I don't know if anybody knows that concept of like tapping into your higher self, but it's basically just like imagining your like ultimate form, like, and it's not even like, it's just like pure goodness, but that comes along with like your shadow self, like I previously said before, like like both of those, like as soon as you start tapping into your light self, there's going to be shadow aspects of yourself like coming up, and you're going to have to balance the two out. You know what I mean? And like for example, like I might be feeling like, how can I explain this, like I'm having a really low day. Like instead of just staying in bed, like actually getting myself up and applying some discipline and some masculine energy into like moving forward and going to the gym, or like keeping track of what I'm eating and making sure I'm drinking water. Like it was so bad, like to where I wasn't even drinking water or feeding myself, like I really had a horrible time in like college for a second, because I just wouldn't feed myself or like just nourish myself, because I just really didn't even care to do that, because I just was so like, and I was really emotional, you know what I mean? Like I was really like only wanting like satisfaction. Like I want other people to accept me just right off the bat for who I was. But people don't want me, you know what I mean? Like that, like people want somebody who's well-rounded.
Oh, yeah, right.
You know what I mean? People want,
even if they aren't themselves,
other people in their life. Yeah, even if they themselves are not well-rounded, people want well-rounded people around them.
Yeah.
And they gravitate towards that. And so I just want to be that, I just want to be who I want in my life. So
that's nice.
We have some comments.
Ooh, yes, awesome.
Stop.
Y'all are both so strong. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much,
Stephanie. I feel like I've been coming into my own femininity too lately, understanding my strengths and vulnerability in this, and learning to be unapologetically so in my own process.
Period.
Oh, I love that, Steph. You really deserve it, honestly.
Yes, I agree.
I feel like
when to have rest.
Yes, exactly.
And actually, like, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Go
Putting the masculinity force behind it to like let yourself rest. Like,
yes, girl.
Like, okay, I need to take a break.
Yeah,
like,
bitch. You need
so
to
I'm gonna go take a break.
You need to take a break. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, tell the other managers that you need a break too. Okay.
Yeah.
How about that? Tell them.
And then,
Or I will.
allowing yourself to have that masculine will benefit your feminine. And then allowing yourself to have that feminine will benefit your masculine. Because you'll have the
Yes.
energy reserves to like go in it. Like, it's just like once you get it going.
Yeah, it's yin and yang. It's yin and yang, really,
Oh, wow.
honest to
Yeah,
God.
true.
Like,
I didn't, like, how is that? Like, what are those types of things? Do you know anything about that?
so yin and yang, it's also just about balancing. Even in yin, there's a little bit of yang. So in light, there's still darkness, and in darkness, there is still light.
Oh, I guess that goes into the having your higher self and your lower self.
Yes, very
So
much
same
so.
concept.
Very much so. But Asian, yeah.
But Asian.
But
Which
in
I'm sure
Asian
it derives
terms.
from an Asian.
Something,
Probably
I'm
derives
sure.
from it. You
Some
know
kind
what I
of
mean?
like Nirvana-esque kind of, you
Right.
know what I mean? But most of the time, whenever I was faced with these kinds of like darks and lights of life, I feel like my family, my dad mostly, he was a Buddhist, and my mom became a Buddhist because he was one. And but she was raised Catholic, so my whole family is like all over the place with religion, so I don't particularly put myself in any category of spirituality other than I have spirituality,
Right.
and I am spiritual now. But I feel like with my dad's Buddhism, what I learned the most was that there's a certain flow of energy to people, to life, to the world. Just generally, there is a flow of energy, and it's whether you're going to go with that energy or whether you're going to go against that energy. And it's okay either way, just as long as you know which path you're taking. So you prepare yourself to be stronger if you're going to go against the flow of energy, which is totally fine. You can defy all of the odds that are against you
That makes
and
sense.
still make it out on top. Just know that it's going to be a difficult journey. That is a part of the yin and
And
yang.
prepare yourself.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
And
like,
that goes into the feminine resting period in order
Exactly.
to get ready for the strengthening yourself.
yes, exactly.
Interesting.
And so I think that it's a very hopeful way of thinking, which I also would love to talk about. That one podcast is hope,
Okay.
and how it's very dual sided. Like it's a
It could be toxic or
it could be
the
the
thing
life
that saves
saving.
you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. But I think that it's a very hopeful way of thinking. You know, with every happy moment, there could be a sad one right after. You know what I mean? Like life is full of ups and downs, lows and highs,
Right.
yin and yang, light and dark. And that's okay. It's okay to be in a dark place. Just know that you can come out on top after being in that dark place. Like
And
after the
understanding that you're in a
rain.
dark place and allowing
allowing it
to go heal. And then
Yes.
also applying that masculine force at the end to move forward.
go through that process of being in the darkness, go through that process of being lonely, be alone for a while. Like I used to be that kind of person that would jump from relationship to relationship
too.
because I needed that constant validation from somebody else. But now that I'm a little older and now that I've grown into this energy, I really enjoy the time that I've had alone. I really enjoyed the time that I've had by myself. Like I've learned so much about myself. I've been doing things that make me feel more brave, that make me feel more confident in myself.
Feeding your inner child, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm really healing her. And if for those of y'all who don't know what an inner child is, it's basically just your past self. It's your past child self, your immature self that you still have inside of you, even though it's a part of your past, that's still a part of you.
For sure.
And in order for you to grow past that, you have to acknowledge that part of you and allow them the love and caring and nurturing that maybe they didn't receive back when you were that young. And I feel like I really got to do that, especially when I went to Japan and to Hawaii. Like I found out about the things that I like and the things that I don't like. I found out that even when I'm alone, I don't feel that lonely. Like I've made a really great circle of friends that just consistently check on me, that are supporting us right now, that have so much love for us. Like I absolutely enjoy every one of y'all's company and all of your comments and your support. I truly appreciate it because I've never had this like before in my life. And honestly, that's why I wanted to start this podcast with Angel, is because he was a part of my healing process. He was the first person who helped me into my healing process because I was just going through something extremely life changing, like something that not a lot of people my age really go through. And he was there for me when, it was just like one of the darkest times. I definitely will talk about that in a podcast whenever we talk about when we first met and how we met. And
Oh, that would be such a good podcast.
yeah, I know. I think it's a real big story for sure.
I think so. Like, it was just...
It was a lot.
Nuts.
Yeah, it was a lot for the both of
nuts,
us.
honestly.
Both of our stories, and then like us intertwining our lives together at this point, like we came a long way, and we only met like 2 years ago. If we really, yeah, 2 years ago.
It's not been that long.
It really hasn't been that long.
We definitely are like kindred spirits. I feel like we definitely have probably known each other in a past life.
For sure.
Just with the or it's just our synergy, like our Sagittarius Leo synergy.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like my brother's in the crowd. Hey,
yes.
brother.
Hi, what's up? Solitude is amazing, and our setup is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love
we just did it.
And
then what did Kalei say?
Kalei, I'm healing my inner childhood too. That's awesome, baby.
I'm glad
Please
you're doing that work.
Yes, ma'am. It is hard work though. And if you ever need any help, please don't ever be afraid to ask anybody in your life for any of that help.
Yes.
Ever. Including me.
And that's the important part of this as well, to like say that we are doing this not only for like us, but also because like we want to create a community that of like our friends and our people who are around us, and like to understand what we're about. Yes,
exactly. Because we're about a lot of really good, positive things, I feel. And like we just came into this like mindset now. And it's better to try and share this information with people and with everybody, especially those who are younger than us. Because I know that you guys are probably going through a lot. Like when we were younger, you know what I mean? Like not even that much younger, like 3 years ago, we were going through so much stuff that is just
mental breakdowns.
Exactly. Indescribable feelings, panic attacks, anxieties. And like, don't get me wrong, I think we both still have them, but we're learning better how to like cope with it, how to behave, how to react to certain things. I don't know. What do you think, though?
I agree. Like we're just along for this ride.
Yeah, period, girl. You know.
You said this sign is outstanding. It's not real.
It's actually
not real. It's not. There's nothing here.
There is nothing. We fooled you.
That was my idea. I think it's a good solution. Like,
it is a good solution.
You can't see the little dots and stuff.
It's
it's
okay. It's so nice. Yeah, awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you very much.
I think. What do you think? You ready to wrap up? Or?
Yeah, I think we are ready to wrap up. But, is there anything else that you'd like to say? Maybe we can show off our outfits of the day. Ooh. Or the night, I guess. Period.
Yeah, it is the night.
We're not really gonna do anything after this, but
I'm kind of wearing something boring because I was like looking for shit, and literally everything I wanted was dirty. So.
Oh, okay, but it's okay. You can stand up. It's okay.
Cute.
I'll give you a little fashion. Period. This is some pants that are dirty. Don't look at that. A nice, cute little. Ooh.
This is actually the exact shirt I was thinking of when designing Lego.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I love it.
And then I got my little chain with some.
You want to show them your tattoo? Oh, yeah. He got a new tattoo, y'all.
Shout out Hazel.
Hazel Lane.
Oh my God, can you see that?
Her name is Emily. Yes, go off, girl.
I call her Hazel, but her name's Emily.
Yeah. Okay. Period. It's pretty good. Yeah, I do like it.
It's actually really, really good.
Yes,
it's
very
good.
good.
It's my best tattoo right now because my other tattoos were whack.
It's very nice. When will y'all be going live again? We're show off.
No.
We're going to be
OnlyFans coming soon.
Stop. No OnlyFans. Please.
Otherwise.
We're going to be live every Monday after 6. So tune in,
Around
y'all.
6-ish, yeah.
Around 6-ish. Yeah. Today we came in a little earlier, but we're going to have our own And They Were Roommates YouTube channel, as well as we're going to be launching And They Were Roommates Instagram as well. Hopefully soon. We'll be taking a little bit more pictures of ourselves, so that you guys can have entertainment and quality content. But also me.
Oh yes, period. I really like your outfit though.
Thank you.
Your outfit.
We honestly didn't plan this outfit.
Yeah, but she was definitely giving yin, and I'm definitely giving yang.
Yeah, we are. That's so crazy. We didn't even plan it, y'all, and we came out like this.
Coordinated like that.
Ellie is here too. Love y'all.
I
love you too, Ellie.
Oh my gosh.
I miss you. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm so glad that so many of our friends came through today.
I know, me too.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Y'all are so sweet.
Thank you for tuning in. I also was thinking we should do like a little mindfulness moment, where we give you guys a little bit of a question, a little bit of a piece of homework to take with you. I would love it if you guys would try meditating. There's this super awesome what's it called, resource called Headspace. It's an app, but it's also on Netflix. I think they also have YouTube videos, and they'll just take you through guided meditation. You don't have to do all of it or anything, but honestly, doing it before bed really freaking chills me out, and I go to bed way faster and way better. I have way better sleep now that I meditate before I go to bed. So take a rest from your phones, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to our YouTube podcast. Definitely tune in next week on Monday after 6 o'clock. Again, thank you so much for coming in.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. I guess I would like to just shout out my Patreon again. It's me and my boyfriend's business, Deity Studios. We create artwork, stickers, prints, t-shirts. We also have an online shop. You could go follow me on Instagram, Avocado Papi.
Yes.
And all the links are in my bio.
Yes, period. Me too. You follow me on Instagram at First Generation. Thank you guys so much again for coming.
Thank you.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Or whatever.
Oh, whatever. We did it.
Oh, God.